Hey there, this is Dawn Shireen. Welcome to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redux. I hope this finds everybody well. It is Monday, August 11th, around 7 p.m., just for historical purposes, because other than that, I really don't know what that would... Anyway. I'm not doing good, and I just really kind of want to talk about it and talk about how this has precipitated since last week with, Landon Steele, who, is just a really kind of horrible guy. And like, now that I'm in my second week of feeling stalked, intimidated, manipulated, scared, back to square one, Flagstaff again, due to his actions or his direct orders to people that follow his actions. And that's a scary thing all in itself. It's been an interesting week of complete flashing back to Flagstaff. And if you've never been stalked, and if you've never known anybody that's been stalked, I'm going to promise you it is not that romanticized version that you see or saw, because I haven't been to a movie in forever, so maybe they're finally updating what it really is to be stalked. It's not cute, it's not romantic, it has nothing to do with being wanted or liked. It has to do with being manipulated and controlled and intimidated and demonetized. Well, that's funny. I'm not monetized anywhere, but I sure demonetized. That's what came to my head, and I'm going to say it. It comes into play in some way, shape, or form of being demoralized, I think is the actual word that I was going for, but sure. And, because... And the thing is, like, because I had just come from stalking, like, legitimately just come from stalking out of Flagstaff, like, don't think my feelers weren't up 100%. Did I do everything right? I did not. 100% did not. I foolishly thought, like, maybe somebody might actually like me. Like, maybe this could be more than an acquaintanceship, right? Because I thought we had actual things in common, which it turns out, no. He has things in common with everybody because he makes his story as he goes with the bits and pieces of the people that surround him. So, his story could sound really familiar because it's someone else's story, but he just added like an extra swirl to it, a little extra sprinkles to the top of the story to make it his. And that's dangerous. That's a really dangerous thing. So he actually really had me hoping. And, I'd like to play all a little innocent and naive and stuff like, oh, I didn't do it. But I didn't not do things that, in hindsight, I never would have done had I not thought there was a possibility of this going into another level, right? Of like a Christopher type level. Like, for one, I never would have told him about Sir. That was the first trust he breached on me. Didn't even take him under an hour to breach that. And when I begged him not to tell anybody, and then he did. Our only intimate encounter, which was not the deed, it was, something else. Anyway, but it was not, it wasn't even reciprocated. It was received, but it wasn't reciprocated, and it was received in a pretty assaultive way, actually. So it wasn't worth it at all. It was not pleasurable. Let's put it at that. And having told him that I'd been celibate for 5 years, and then him being aggressive, I think is extremely aggressive, so much so that I actually did bleed. But then again, it has been 5 years since Christopher, so I don't know like what got broken, or if it was just, because he was so forceful. But it certainly didn't make me want to continue in that vein of a relationship with him. Because if you can't be gentle the first time after 5 years, and all you really wanted to do is, I don't know, injure me, hurt me, prove a point, dominate me, like, you know, and then it comes to the point of, well, maybe he did that so I wouldn't want him, because then he didn't have to get undressed, and I couldn't see the fact that he pads himself, that he wraps socks around his arms and legs, and that he's just an absolute fraud, you know. When I first met him, he told me that he put on his body gear, which I thought was just fucking absolutely strange that he still had that anyway, because, like, anytime I was in the military, they pretty much take everything back. Like, you have to go to supply before you leave, and they count out your uniform. Well, like, your uniforms you get to keep, but, like, any other supplies that you were given, like, you have to give that shit back. So how he wound up with full body armor and all this, yeah, I don't really think that's true. I don't think that's true, right? And body armor that's made out of ceramic, that seems exceptionally dangerous if you get shot. Anyways, he would say that he would drop and do like 100 every day when he was leaving in his body armor. And now I find that absolutely astoundingly hard to believe, you know, with everything else coming around. So the night that he tricked me into going over for burgers just to be humiliated, and then I was like, I'm not ever coming back again. And then he argued with me, you know, oh my gosh, not a nice guy, not a good dude, but him and his little compadres like did a mind job on me, right? And I really just wonder if that wasn't part of the whole plan, right? Like, did he know from the get-go, like, that I had been stalked? I don't think it's not something I generally lead with, right? But because I felt like I could trust him, I probably told him more than I should have. Did they succeed? Well, a little bit, truthfully. Like, I've been down for the week. I've been in, like, isolation. I've been weird. I've been skittish. I set my tent up inside so that it would be harder for him to shoot through the window to get me. Rational? I don't know. Like, did he shoot himself in the face with his own gun? He did. You know, is he unsafe when he's drunk? Aren't most people? You know, I mean, do I need to hang around drunk people? No, I do not. You know, and had I known from the get-go that he had an alcohol problem, that would have been a really big, decisive answer that was like, hey, nice to see you when I get my mail, but no. I didn't know any of this stuff, right? I mean, you never do, right? Like, do you ever, like, get the dossier, like, before, you know, here you go, this is what you're walking into, and, like, have a choice to say yes or no? I mean, I guess in some instances maybe you do, but this is real life we're talking about. Like, this is, like, you take a chance. You're new in an apartment complex, you take a chance, you hope of all best that the guy don't actually, like, physically assault you, kill you, you know, sell you, shoot you, sick his dog on you, right? So yeah, they traumatized me. And then I finally went out, like, on Wednesday, because we'll get to this. Darwin Award did not win this time, but had something to do with my feelings after the stalking, and setting the tent up inside. You know. Anyway, I forgot what I was going with. So yeah, so I tripped on the tent and, like, definitely injured myself. That's what I was going at. So I had to go and get, like, Motrin. But I gotta tell you, the actual terrifying fear that surged through me when I opened the door to find that there were still flowers underneath my door from the first 3 days of them, like, intolerably just tracking in front of my house. Oh my God, you know, and of course I have to act like I don't see it and act like it's nothing's there and not react and not nothing, just nothing. because the minute you show that you have received it, or that it's bothering you, or that you even acknowledge it, that's when they have the power back on you again. So this has been a really fucked up week. So then I felt coming out of the tent in the house, right? And I like wrenched the shit out of my shoulder. Like, so I mean, that kind of laid me out for a couple days. I was supposed to go to some season ticket holder bowling thing that I couldn't. I could have, but I would have actually strained myself and hurt myself more. And for 2 hours, like a couple months ago, that would have been like, I don't know what's happening with me. Like, I don't know, like, why certain things are losing such importance. And, like, even because of the stalking and stuff like that, too, I was, like, kind of hesitant to go because I wasn't sure who would know about it other than other season ticket holders. And I didn't want to give this guy opportunity to show up and, blow everybody away because he's mad because he lied to me and doesn't like the truth, And that's kind of really what it comes down to. He lied to me. I don't play, Had I not been through all the shit I'd been through in Flagstaff, I'd probably be more easy about this shit. My boundaries wouldn't be so fucking high. I mean, the thing is, he got a second chance, where I know most people don't even, they barely get a first chance. And I gave him a full second chance, and he still betrayed me. So, but he's a scary dude. And, like, I'm just hoping, like, some of the things I've done in the background have actually, like, come to fruition. It's like, I'm not sure about Rapid City police sometimes. They seem, well, we just had Sturgis too. That's macaroni. I'm making dinner. But, like, Sturgis was just this past week too, which is also another good reason for, I think, to stay inside and not, like, be out prancing around. So, I mean, in all actuality, I guess the stalking couldn't have come at a better time, with Sturgis. So I was actually, like, doubly protected from, stuff. So, but yeah, so yeah, basically, I've just not been good, and, like, I was trying to make dinner at the same time and not drop my phone in boiling water, so that's what was going on there. Otherwise, I mean, things are status quo. I'm not doing anything legitimately. I mean, after I wrenched the shit out of my back, man, I've just been resting, trying to write more detailed accounts on Medium of what happened, and I get so far, and then I get, like, re-traumatized, and I can't finish it. I've not completed my search for a new psychiatrist or therapist. I've not looked into any kind of secondary insurance. So am I actually helping myself? No, I'm not doing anything to help myself right now at all. And I don't know why I'm doing that, but now that I just said it, like, and I feel like I have to be accountable for it, so I have to do something. Smashing and bashing upstairs, so we're gonna call it, but this was just basically to let you all know that, like, I am okay, but I'm not really okay. Like, I'm not gonna do anything stupid, but I am very hyper-vigilant. I'm back on the hyper-vigilant trip, although I did finally put my tent away today. So maybe we're on the, maybe we're getting back on the right road, and I finished all my dishes, and I did some laundry today, so hopefully I'm getting out of this, hibernation mode that comes with stalking. But either way, bad dude. If you're in Rapid City, steer clear, and if you're not in Rapid City, steer clear. Like, Landon Steele is not a name that you want to have associated with yours at all. Anyway, this is John Shireen. Thanks for listening to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redu, and hey, let's all stay alive, okay? Later.